Hi Leo, this is your weekly tarot reading by M for the week starting 24th of February 2020. I will draw now 3 cards for you, main energy, cause and effect. And then I'm gonna pull some more cards from another deck. Okay, your main energy this week is 8 of Swords. And then cause is the Emperor, and effect is the King of Wands. 2 people of authority, King of Cups here now, Leo. Interesting. Some people that you've been dealing with, people on a high position, people of authority. People of authority, Leo, for you, around you. I'll explain all of this energy individually, but let me just pull the clarifiers here. Now, main energy, 8 of Swords is paired with 5 of Swords. And then the Emperor card, cause energy of this week is the Emperor with 7 of Rods. And then King of Wands, which is your fire energy, Leo, paired with a Queen of Cups. And then the Hangman as your influencing energy. Hang in there. Very stable person, this King of Cups. A very stable, emotionally stable person. Cancer, Pisces, what's her name? Scorpio person, perhaps. Or it's just the moment that we're coming into Pisces season of emotion. But it is King of Cups, definitely emotional stability. That is emotional stability, understanding that you maybe have to see the other people's ideas. Have to learn something from somebody. Perhaps this King of Cups gonna show you way how to deal with your emotional state, how to give you some advice. Hangman tells you, hang in there, be stable, be confident with yourself, things will move forward. Maybe some sacrifice as well involved with Hangman. Maybe you have to pay, maybe you have to go and do some course of something and pay for this course and acquire some knowledge. There is enlightenment there is knowledge that you have to, something that you have to know. It's either that some of these people, some of these authority figures will need to tell you something. You need to get some advice or some papers or some judgment, not judgment, but something, some explanation. You have to receive that first before you move on with anything. You have to first get some. These are consultations, advice, help to do some job as well, but things like that. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, the Emperor card. It could be somebody who's Aries person that you're dealing with. But the Emperor is one who, it often means structure. That you want to put structure if you thinking of some business maybe or dealing with people. It's a putting structure for yourself into your life, into your kingdom. Now you're defending here some of these ideas, like like when you said, from now on I'm only driving up to so and so kilometers per hour, and then I'm gonna only go and work that and that first type of work, and then I'm never going to do another thing. That kind of, you putting structure and you say, this I will always do from now on, this I'm never gonna do again, this will do up to here. That kind of structure, when you put the rules for yourself, you're placing some rules and you're very stubborn about it, very stubborn, very strict. I'm gonna from now on only do so and so. That kind of energy in there with this emperor. Now this emperor, another situation that I can also put forward for you, is a person that is like your father, that kind of energy, who wants to make something out of you, something that is suitable to the wider world, and it advises you and it tells you how to do. But this person is not tolerant or it's not easy to deal with. When this person tells you, I want you to behave in this and that way, you mustn't do any more so and so, expect you to obey, expect your obedience, but you don't feel obedient in here. You might have, if that is, it could be kind of clash of opinions in here just before this week for some of you, Leo. As I said, few more options here in this combination with the with Emperor and the Seven of Wands. Now that kind of energy, but this is very strict, solid, authoritarian energy altogether, some stubborn, insistent energy. Both of these, you feel it, it's something that insists. It has to be. Now it's either somebody brings up to you, somebody who's authority, or you're doing it even to yourself. Something triggers sometimes us to say, I'm never gonna do it these boundaries I'm putting there, that boundaries I'm putting down. Maybe for some of you something like that. But that kind of structure, that boundaries, that stubbornness, that intensity of energy we do have as a cause energy of this week, and this week is very unpleasant for you. This week, when you realize that you actually find yourself in a very oppressed situation, it's kind of stuck in the mud, with no movement, very unpleasant. You're not happy with yourself this week. You realize the situation where you are. When Eight of Swords comes, it's your realization. Eight of Swords, it tells me, okay, you are feeling with yourself that you want to defend your opinion, and you want to defend your stand and what you say. You defend your words, your theories, your something like that. But this one, that's why I'm thinking it is another person, it is authority person who's trying to force its will on you for some reason. Boss, big boss, father, maybe even some institution, or government official, something like that. Now you definitely, you had to play along. You try to defend yourself and your opinion, but you have to play along. It's end of the day, you have to play along. Accept obligation, accept responsibilities. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, I'll do as you said. You see what I'm saying? And you got yourself in this situation you don't want to be at all. It is that you can, it's always with Eight of Swords, you can always untie yourself and take this blindfold off and see and just walk away. For some reason, you don't want to do that. Somewhere from here, intuitively, you feel it will lead you to something better. Five of Swords in here, I kind of feel that you might actually lose your temper even this week. If somebody starts pushing you too hard, you might lose your temper. There's some words, exchange of words, offensive words even. Though with the Queen of Cups, as an effect of this energy, perhaps that would happen this week, which is really unpleasant. That's main energy kind of is very unpleasant, but effect of it is something that will yield results, and you might actually come to the situation that you have to apologize or accept apologies, because after this energy somebody have to apologize. You know, Five of Swords, I mean, that's offensive. That's being offensive. Somebody have to apologize. And I think, look, with this King of Wands, effect of this week, energy that comes after this week, even if it's this week very unpleasant and you feel stuck because you have to follow these instructions and these authorities down there that you have to do whatever you're told to do, you will come around. It will be just fine for you. King of Wands, you come into your own power. King of Wands, you will be free. It seems like this authority figure advised you, actually wanted you to be that. It's kind of, but in a somehow hard way. You know, like in an army when somebody tells you, no, you have to, and you end up being very strong, and you know, everything end up being good for you, but the road was very unpleasant, you know. You see what I'm saying? This is what you're passing this week. It's very unpleasant, but it takes you into something much better for you. It's into a perfect situation for you. You are in your full power. It takes you back to you yourself, where you're supposed to be, there where you're supposed to be, with this full power of fire, of doer. You are one who can do anything. That's King of Wands. I can just do it. Bring it, I'll do it. But you might need to apologize, accept apologies. You see, it says, hang in there, hang in there. Perhaps this Emperor, even if, as I said, even if it's getting on your nerves, whatever it is, whatever kind of authority, this authority is gonna come, you know, on top of your hair. It's you really not gonna like it. It will touch every nerve in your body that you have. But I see that you're gonna lose your cool at a certain point, but it will bring you back to where you're supposed to be, and it is what is intended, what the person or this authority, father figure, somebody intended for you. He all the time, he had good for you, good in his mind. It was something good for you there. And Hangman tells you, wait, you will know, he will teach you, somehow hard way. Anyway, Leo, you'll get around it. Enjoy it.